Due to this kind of human rights violation, continuous persecution and humiliation, these Rohingya people have to cross the border to seek refuge in Bangladesh. There are about 1.5 million Rohingya have either expelled or have left to their homeland to save their lives. These unfortunate souls are taken shelters in many countries of the world: Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, UAE, Malaysia, etc. Rohingya exodus into Bangladesh is unabated due to continued human rights violations. Unlike other Burmese refugees on Thai-Burma border, the Rohingya refugees have very little opportunity for settlement in third country. For example, UK, USA, EU and other settlements. Even within Bangladesh, there are two major exodus, Rohingya exodus into Bangladesh and their repatriation. Arkan into Bangladesh once in 1978 and another 1991 and 92 with about 300,000 refugees. Despite repatriation, the problem remains unsolved and the exodus into Bangladesh is continuing. In both these instances, 1978 and 1991, the Rohingya went back incidentally, not as a citizen of Burma, but a stateless people. After their return to Arkan, they once again faced human rights violations. This only helped refugees dismal state of life of the Rohingyas within Burma as a stateless, beyond border as refugees. This is from MSF statement. One of the refugees asked, I asked UNHCR, I asked Bangladesh and Burma to please tell me, where do I belong? Where is my home? Where can I go? I do not want to be a refugee anymore. I just want to live in peace. One of the refugees also gave a statement to MSF. I was born in Burma, but the Burmese government say I don't belong there. I grew up in Bangladesh, but the Bangladesh government say I cannot stay here. As a Rohingya, I feel I'm caught between crocodile and a snake. And the Rohingya refugee situation in humanitarian situation in Bangladesh. There are 22,000 documented Rohingya refugees sheltered in 2 UN refugee camps in Bangladesh out of the 250,000 that had taken shelter in 1991-92 to escape military persecution. The humanitarian situation of the Rohingya refugee camps in Bangladesh is heartrending. They are living in squalid conditions. The refugees are not allowed to leave the camp freely. They have been confined to overcrowded tight spaces with insufficient water, inadequate shelter. The majority of the refugees are malnourished. The refugees claim they have been beaten, tortured. The children cannot make their way out the camp. So far, many youngsters, those born in the camp's boundaries of the camp are the boundaries of their world. The refugees are not given the right to form association to be benefited out of it. There were many instances that the refugees were denied the right to access to court and have remained vulnerable. Even they have been denied the right to employ and gainful employment. There were excesses, intimidation, and arrest of refugees by Bangladesh security forces under false and imaginary charges so as to cause them to be repatriated. This is what Bangladesh government tried to do to repatriate our refugees. There are many allegations against Bangladesh from international agencies and NGOs for imposing restrictions on humanitarian activities. these Rohingya refugees, where they have to live, there is no house, no room for them. You can see the conditions are very tough in Teknaftan. They don't even have a proper shelter. Most of the Rohingya refugees can only eat only one meal in 3 days. How terrible Rohingya refugees' life in Bangladesh. My dear friends, can you imagine this is called home for Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh? A refugee mother looking on her dying children helplessly. My dear friends, as this continued persecution is going on, can you imagine your friends, your daughters cannot move from one place to one place. Your daughters, your son cannot get married when they grown up. And your daughters, your son, your brothers, your cousins, they cannot go to school for hire. So these people, they have no way to stay in their country. They have continuous humiliation, persecution. These people have left to the country. And recently, they are about, in 2006 actually, 1,500 Rohingya boat people were arrested in Thailand. They have risked their life, come to the Thailand because of continuous persecution and humiliation and restrictions. And as some of our friends should know about Rohingya boat people recently, on 18th and 30th of December 2008, the Thai Navy pushed out to high sea at least 992 Rohingya boat people in boats without engines or sufficient supplies. According to survivors, more than 500 boat people are missing or fear death. The Indian Navy rescues a total of 257 boat people in December 18 and January 10, 2008. Some 193 were rescued near Indonesia's Sabah Island in Aceh province on January 7. We really appreciate and thanks to Indonesian government for this. And in addition, 126 surviving boat people are now in Thai custody in southern Thailand. The action of Thai Navy is unacceptable and it is violation of international law and other international practices. The ruling Burmese military SPDC, State Peace and Development Council, is responsible for this human tragedy. The SPDC has created impossible situation for the Rohingya to have peace living in Burma, causing their constant flights to the other countries.